Good afternoon. Before I start my presentations, I would like to know at least how many seed technologies are in the audience. Can you please raise the hand? Sizable numbers. That means my job is easy today. I don't need to do a much detailed presentations because number of seed technologies are too many. And the session, this is the first technical sessions, and the title of session is Seed Science in relation to the food security. So I have made my presentations keeping in mind the food security, not as a challenge of India, but also the challenge of the globe. The time is limited of 15 minutes here, so I will go quickly. Look at this broader picture, which will give you a clear ideas about the global scenario, because the population, the way it has been growing, and its forecast is 2015, it will cross 9 billion population across the globe. And against that, I think the fact to all agriculturists is known that land is getting less and less, and climate change is happening. And we all are concerned about our environment safety. So these are the common facts known to the agriculturists nowadays. If we keep this scenario in our mind, then there is a need of increasing the yield with limited resource. And basically, it gives a message of producing more with less. Just I have tried to include here what are our global challenges in the food security, basically, or concerns which are common across the globe. Then everybody is thinking about food security. Second is the food safety. Third is the quality of the foods, what we are supposed to produce. And the sustainability. That's the last one, which is concerned to, I think, across the globe. And also here you can see in the global map, which will give you an idea, the red and the brown area of the globe, where I will say the food security is highly concerned. And the green part is almost self-sufficient. And this covers up India totally, and also the south part of the world. So overall, the food security is a major challenge across the globe, along with all the safety and quality standards. In these slides, you will get an idea that what are our world challenges and what solutions we are looking for. And when you look at those green part of the world, then we say those are the developed world, basically, sustainable in the food and self-sufficient in the food. And if you look at those world leaders, country, then their values are very clear. And they are one step ahead than the rest of the world. And the reason is, basically, they have a knowledge, innovations. And also, if you look at their market share, is also very huge across the globe. And the way they have developed the productivity and the sustainable solutions is also remarkable. And the similar line of actions we have to think for our country if we want to really achieve that standard and that stage. Now, when you talk about making this achievement and getting sustainability and food security, then the one word comes in the mind is the innovations. And through innovations only, we can bring a new revolution in agriculture. Now, when you analyze innovation in agriculture, then you can see the limitations in innovations. And here in this graph, basically land, which is getting diminishing, or more or less, I will say, less and less. So no chance of making any further innovations in expanding the land, basically. Mechanization has been already adopted in many parts, and still there is a little chance. Fertilizer, once upon a time, it was a big area to make a big revolution, but now that days are gone because we are concerned about the environment safety, and we don't want to use much of the chemicals. And then the leftover is only two parts where you can bring the revolution through innovation. One is the crop protection and breeding, and the most potential is the plant biotechnology sector, where we can do a lot and we can bring a lots of innovations in this industry to meet our food security challenge. Now, when it comes to the crop productivity, basically it directly depends on two factors. One is the genetic background of the crop, and second is the growing condition of the crops. Because production conditions are varying a lot across the globe, especially in India, where we always say our country is highly diversified. We have lots of climate, lots of soil type, lots of farming patterns. So the effect on the productivity is huge when you have lots of diversity. And accordingly, you have to start doing research on the seed, basically, keeping in mind this diversity. Because when we think about seed, which is a key factor in agriculture, then we are always thinking about, when any seed lots we think, then we always think how many seeds are alive there, what kind of germinations are there, and which seeds will convert into a healthy plant in farmer's field. And when we ask all these questions, the answer only comes about the seed technology, because that plays a vital role in answering all these questions. So in a science, it's a proven fact now that seed technology is mainly standing for bringing the quality seeds in the market. And also, it gives very valuable tools to the grower for establishing healthy crop in their field. And also, with seed technology, we can really do more from less resource. For example, less irrigation, less plant protection chemicals, even less fertilizer also, and still we can increase the productivity. And that's only possible through seed technology. In these slides, I just tried to make a combination of breeding and seed technology together, because we all knew the green revolutions came through plant breeding. And now we have achieved almost plateau in terms of productivity and also the food qualities. In most of our crops, if you look at, then the hardly new variety or new hybrid is bringing a very little jump in the productions. And again, as I said, the growing condition is going to make a decision-making process in your productivity. So when such situation is there, the seed technology is going to play a vital role, because through seed technology, we can really bring a solution to these growing conditions. We have achieved excellent genetics in most of the crops, and those varieties and those hybrids have been already, I will say, reached to the farmer's hand. It's under cultivation. But still, lots of value addition is possible. And those value addition is only possible nowadays with different seed technological tools. One of the concern is the disease-free and strong and healthy seeds. Because seed is containing lots of unwanted things on it. And if you want to remove it, then there are solutions in seed technology. I will go with all those solutions in upcoming slides. The most concern for productivity is also the plant stand, because at the end of the day, how many usable plants you have per acre, that will count and that will add to the final yield. And that's maximum plant stand if you want to achieve, then really you have to use the seed technology. Plant protection is also a very big concern from two different angles. One is the cost, and second is the environmental safety. When you think these two factors, then again, seed technology comes in a picture, through which you can solve all the plant disease or initial issues of the plant protection by delivering chemicals on the seeds. And also, by that way, you are putting the chemicals on the place where it is needed. So your environmental pollution will be very, very minimal at a lesser cost. And the plant strengthening. Earlier, Dr. Tonapi presented slides where seed vigor was emphasized, and also the emergence speed. And with a growing condition and changing climate condition, I think this is very important area where seed companies and the government sector has to focus, so that, you know, the seeds going to the farmer's field are emerging at the same speed. Also, all the seeds are giving a birth to the usable plants, and the initial seedlings, the childhood of the crop is really becoming more and more healthy with lesser efforts. So this, if you take care of this, then I think it will result into a higher yield. So in these many slides, I tried to explain the value of seed technology and what miracle seed technology can bring. And when it comes to the seed technology, as per our knowledge, basically we always call 7 seed technology platforms, which is giving almost all the value addition to the seeds. And I will just go one by one very quickly, because in the audience, seed technologies are a lot. And again, many of these technologies are common. In earlier Congress, we have discussed in detail as well. One of the first is the film coating, which is the polymer coating on the seeds. And there are lots of new researches happening in this area, Basically, Dr. Tonapi mentioned a nice slice where he mentioned about control release, sustained release. Also, many times you really need to control certain speed of emergence also under unfavorable climatic conditions. So in a film coating areas, basically a lot new researches have been happening, and not only polymers, but when you make a combination through chemical method as well as non-chemical methods. And the last one is encrusting and pelleting, which is all about, I will say, facilitating your sowing as well as to deliver higher amount of active ingredients per seed, so that your performance of seed is really changed as compared to the raw seeds. This is just to give you an overall idea about different techniques in seed enhancement, where only new techniques I will touch upon. For example, nano priming, which is the new concept upcoming very fast. Seed tape and seed mate are also a very old concept, but still commercialization is happening now in that area. Irradiation is also very important. Synthetic seed is still in the research. So in the next slides, I'll just try to give you a very brief, like nano priming. Nanotechnology is very famous and popular. But basically in a priming also new concepts are coming up in advanced research, that how can we improve the permeability of the seed coat, and how can we influence the initial germination quality of the seeds through nano priming. I've just tried to give here some research reference. Including nanotechnology is also very important for seed treatments, because when you say seed treatment, it's all about delivering certain molecules to the seed, and it should be absorbed by the growing roots. So nanotechnology can play a vital role in seed treatment as well. Seed tape is already commercialized in the global market, and it has its own value, especially for a small seed and expensive seeds. And this is really great solutions for having a less labor and uniform planting and very fast emergence. Seed mats are also one of the important tools for the nurseries, especially to avoid labor and also to get healthy root establishment and shoot establishment. Upgrading, one of the important technology, which is the latest one, is based on embryo image of the seed to analyze whether seed is usable or non-usable. And if it is usable, then really it's a vigorous or non-vigorous. And those classification is possible based on the embryo image of the seeds. And there are automatic machinery, softwares available which can really distinguish good seed from the bad seeds. This is just an example of how it's performing commercially for the last 1 decade in tomatoes. Irradiation is also one of the great area to do a research, because through radiation technology, basically you can kill lots of pathogen from the seeds, and also you can do lots of improvement in storability of the seeds. And many times you don't want your seeds are sprouting in the storage. And for that, protocols are available for radiations, through which you can control the germination process in the seeds. So looking to all those different technologies and the tools available, basically the international approach is really needed, because in the research, basically push and pull model is always successful. Many things we don't have, and I don't think that we should do a research. It's available in international domain. It's a question of pulling it from the international domain and to create a kind of a golden triangle where knowledge-based industry, the business community, the seed sector, and the government should make a golden triangle so that it can bring to the market. So in short, the market needs for upcoming food security innovation, and that innovation is possible through seed technology. And there are new concepts upcoming which really need to be studied under Indian conditions and to be adopted as per the local situation. Thank you.